From a point of view of economics, a market is a mechanism by which buyers and sellers get together and trade. Markets take many forms. They can be physical places like a supermarket or a stock exchange, or virtual places like eBay, Taobao, or iTunes. They may also be different in many other aspects. For example, some markets have a large number of firms, whereas in some other markets, only a few big firms are competing against each other. In some markets, there are strong barriers preventing new competitors from easily entering, such as patents, economies of scale, and high capital requirements, etc. Whereas in some other markets, new firms can enter and compete with existing firms easily. As you may expect, when firms operate under different market characteristics, their behaviors, like pricing strategies, will be different. In order to analyze and understand a firm's behaviors under different market characteristics, economists have developed four main types of market structures, namely perfect competition, monopolistic competition, oligopoly, and monopoly. The first one, perfect competition, is a classic model in which there are many buyers and sellers. All products traded are identical, and there is no barrier of entry. The standard demand and supply model is used to analyze what happens in a market under these characteristics. The other three are sometimes called imperfect competition or imperfectly competitive markets. The monopoly, for instance, is a market with only one seller of a product that has no close substitute. Although in the real world, there are few firms that are truly a monopolist, the model of monopoly can help us understand what will happen when market competition is absent or very limited. The monopolistic competition is one that has many buyers and sellers, low entry barriers, but the products offered by sellers are differentiated rather than identical. Examples include restaurants, movie theaters, clothing manufacturing, etc. In fact, the majority of markets that we see every day belong to this type of market structure. The final and perhaps the most complicated type of market is an oligopoly. An oligopoly is a market with only a few big firms and strong barriers to entry. As the number of firms is small, you can expect that the strategy of one firm has significant impact on the profit of other firms. A good example is the smartphone market. There are only two major players, Apple and Samsung, competing in the market. If Apple lowers the price of iPhones, there will probably be fewer people to buy a Samsung phone. To analyze firms' behaviors with this interdependence or strategic interactions of firms, we will use the game Theoretic approach. The objective of this set of videos and the business competition simulation game is to enhance your understanding of competition between firms. We will start with an introduction of the mathematical analysis of the pricing and output decisions of a monopoly firm. Then, we will talk about two major models of oligopoly market, namely the Korno and Stackelberg models. In both cases, the oligopolistic firms make strategic decisions in quantity of output to compete. After watching these videos, you will have a basic understanding of how firms make decisions and compete under different market settings. These insights are not only essential when you play the business competition simulation game, but can also help you make better managerial decisions in the future. Let's start the journey now.